Hey, Pat McCardle here, back for another episode of Shop Talk. Today, we're introducing the all-new next generation Sportsman Touring. Stay tuned for more. All right, so the first thing we want to talk about on this all-new Sportsman Touring Next Gen is this awesome one-handed removable seat, no tools required. So you slip your hand in, grab the latch, and it's super easy to pull this thing out. And we'll come back to showing you putting it back in just a minute. But the other nice thing here is that you can see there's a little spot here. There's actually an accessory trim piece that you can get that you can store right in this back storage compartment if you want to finish that look off. So that's an accessory piece, but there's a nice spot for it to be able to store right here in the back in these two grommets. So it makes it super easy. The other thing we're showing off is an accessory belt. So you've actually got a spot that you can fold your belt down under this little tab to be able to show, have a nice spot to hold that in your back box here. Now, the crazy thing that most people don't realize is just how big this rear storage is, and that's kind of the second point we want to make. We've got 6 gallons of storage back here, and if I was on the farm maybe doing some calving and had the old arm glove up to my shoulder, I'd need the whole thing to get down in here, because I can fit fingertip to elbow in this storage box because it's so deep in here. So you've got a huge amount of storage. The other thing that you probably didn't realize initially is that this box is actually, got a spot where you can cam it over and it'll stay straight vertical. So whether you're parked on a flat floor like we are here, or you're on a hill or off camber maybe a little bit, that box lid will stay open, and when you go to close it, it's super easy to latch that sucker back down to be able to get yourself out of the way. Now, we better show you how easy that seat goes back in here too. So make sure I get this thing down in here the right way. But it's pretty simple. You drop this seat cover, if you have it, back down, catches on those grommets. You can get that box closed back up, and again, one hand grabbing the latch that you can see right down here with my fingers. This tube basically slides in the slot right behind the stock one-up seat. You drop it in and your seat's back where it needs to be. So super simple installation. Number one, we got this awesome rear seat. Number two, we got huge storage. So 6 gallons in the front, we got another, or in the back, we've got another 5 here up front. So when you look, you got tons of area to be able to store everything in here. Makes it really, really nice in that regard. Next thing we want to chat is on the strengthened chassis. So this thing's actually got upgraded tubes in it. So we went from kind of inch by inch square tubing to where this has now got rectangular tubing. And we'll probably show you some examples of that in a future episode where we're actually 1.5 by 1 inch now. So that chassis actually got stronger and more durable, which actually allows the suspension to do its job a little bit better. So if you look down at the front end, the other thing when we're talking suspension is this has actually got a dual A-arm setup. So you can see we've got these nice arched lower A-arms here, along with the second one up top on this particular model, but really nice front end on this Ultimate. And then the other thing you see on the front is this all new body design, right? So we've got, the LED headlights up front. We've got the new body style. This one's got a bumper, easily removable grille. And we'll get into what the trim differences are on some of these just to make sure you know kind of what comes on what. So when you think, right, the first 4 things we talked are that rear seat, the huge storage, the stiffened frame, and obviously this brand new styling on the front end. So now we're going to jump in, show you each model, kind of what you get as you walk yourself up the lineup. All right, starting off with the standard touring trim we've got here in red. This is actually the standard model that has most of the features we just talked about, right? So the one-handed, easily removable seat for storage. We got the huge 6 gallons in the back. We got the nice 5 gallons up front. As you look up here, we do get this rack extender that comes with all these touring models, which is really nice. And if you look down in the front, we do get CV guards on the front end of this model as well. This one comes with kind of a standard tire, steel rim, so that part's pretty standard configuration. Here, we'll turn that on the side so you can see we got 25-inch tires on this one. And we'll move on next to the EPS model. So as we move over, this one comes in the gray that you see here. Basically, these two are the exact same model, but this one adds electronic power steering. So again, different color, but all the same features that we just talked about on the standard model come on the EPS as well, plus power steering here. All right, so the next model we're moving up to now is the premium model in the lineup. So this actually gets quite a few more features than you notice right off the cuff. So first one, when we look down, upgraded wheels and tires. So this has actually got the 26-inch Duros with aluminum rims. You can see we've got the nice premium paint on this model. So this one's blue. It's got a more durable finish to it. Looks a little nicer on the showroom floor, holds up a little better over time. We've also got LED headlights. So you can see those accent lights are on here on the bumper and the pod. You know, and again, as we light them up, you get the bumper lights first, and then the pod light comes second and high. So that's super easy to do. Next cool thing on this one is the driveline modes are actually upgraded. So this actually comes with engine braking. So when you let off the throttle, it's going to start slowing you down when you're decelerating all by itself. And when you flip on the handlebar, instead of just having two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, this one actually gets active descent control, which basically makes it when you're off the throttle and going down a hill, it's going to help slow down with all four wheels, whereas the EBS system is just the back axle, so the rear two wheels. The other thing that we get, because we have power steering and that ADC front end, this one's actually got the high performance front drive in it. And basically what that does is it gets a closer ratio of the speed at which the front wheels spin versus the rears. So as the rears start to slip, the fronts engage faster. So you actually get more performance out of the front end on the Premium and Ultimate than you do versus the EPS and the standard model. So really nice upgrade on the front drive system on this one as well. As we look, this one also gets the front bumper stock from the factory. And just like the others, we get the front rack extender, but this one also gets a rear rack extender on it as well. So you can maybe see that over here as you're going. And then just like the front guards on the CVs on the A-arms, this one gets them in the back as well, so that if you're backing up, you get some protection on the back end on the Premium and the Ultimate model too. So overall, you get a lot of upgrades on this Premium. It's not just, you know, wheels and paint. You know, it's also all those driveline modes, the EBS, the ADC, you know, the extra rack extenders, the bumper, the rear CV guard. So lots of stuff on the Premium. All right, now we're going to jump over to the Ultimate here. So this is kind of the top of the lineup, the cream of the crop here. So this one actually adds on electronic throttle control, which enables a couple cool features as well. But you can see this one's got a new pod, so it's got the ride command display. But up front, if you kind of keep panning down, you'll actually notice that this one's got a built-in winch. So we've got a 3,500 pound winch here with the synthetic cable, the Fairlead, as well as the auto stop, which is built into this rubber puck. So you never have to worry about sucking that winch line in too far. The other cool thing that this ride command system with that winch enables is a plow mode. So if you come back around, you might be able to see this on the screen here. But right now we've got this unit in park. I'm going to shift to reverse and you're not going to hear anything happen. Let me flip that to auto quick. What does it say? Oh, I got to be in park to start it off. So we'll get that into auto. When I go to reverse, nothing's going to happen because the winch is already in. But when I shift this thing into forward gear, you should hear the winch go because it's actually lowering the plow blade. And when you flip it back to reverse, it's going to suck that winch back in to automatically raise the plow blade. So this plow feature is a really cool one that's built into the Ultimate when you get this ride command package along with that winch. The other thing that we've got on this one, because it's kind of set up for plowing, is that you've actually got dual A-arms on the front end. So when you look down, you can see we've got this nice arched lower A-arm along with the upper. The other models actually have a McPherson strut front end. So this one gives you a little lighter steering feel, a little better control, and a little better kinematics on the front end. So overall, you've got a lot more features. When you get this ride command, you know, it's going to come with all the navigation that you're used to if you've ever had ride command. It's got the built-in group ride features. You've got a game cam that we talked about on a previous Ranger episode. So if you're out, you know, you can plug that into the USB port and actually pull up the pictures without having to worry about downloading them elsewhere. So overall, you know, you get a ton of creature comfort and content on this touring model. It's also got some cool built-in drive modes. So if you can maybe come back around, you can see for the ride mode, we've got work, standard, and performance. So that'll adjust how the throttle interfaces. And we've also got the ability to adjust the assist level on the power steering. So if you want a little less or a little more, all you got to do is tap that right on the screen and away you go. So overall, next generation of touring models are a phenomenal part of the lineup, whether you want to pop the rear seat off and go riding by yourself or drop it back on with one hand and take your riding partner out. You know, you're set up and ready to go for it kind of levels of all-day comfort, which we'll get into in another episode. But I think that's it for this episode of Shop Talk. Be sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you want to see next time.